Hello and welcome to the first race of the 2022 Michiana Raceway Park season. You're riding on board with me in the LO206 light division, where the weight class is capped at around 340 pounds, can't be any less than that. I qualified first for race number 1 of 2 of the day. I was on pole by about half a second, so kind of up to the green flag here. The only thing in my mind is get a clean start. I should be able to get into a rhythm and front run the entire race. Let's see how it goes. As you can see, I get a really clean start and I'm able to lead comfortably through turn 1. As soon as I did that, all I was thinking was no mistakes in the first couple laps. I just need to wait until my tires are warmed up and then I should be good for the rest of the race. By now we're in the later stages of the race, and I just cut to this point because it was pretty boring throughout the first parts. But we're approaching a lapped car, and this is a pretty fast and flowing track. You have to really know when to overtake here. So I didn't want to get stuck behind this car and have the person behind me to catch up. So here we go, they go deep into this hairpin, and I get alongside them, open up the corner, they stay tight, and it's a really nice easy cutback, and we are through. Going through the final turn now and taking the checkered flag. The first race was pretty easy, but that is not true for the second race. The second race, the reverse the top 6 finishers of the first race. So I'm starting in 6th place. Alongside me is the person who started in 2nd, and I'm on the outside row. So I definitely have my work cut out for me. I know I have the pace to win this race, but I just need to be patient with my moves and cut through the field. Alright, there's the green flag. I immediately try to cut down to the inside line, but the inside row is moving a little faster and someone pulls alongside me. Up ahead, it gets a little squirrely in front, and number 5 hits number 210. But they somehow make it through the first turns cleanly. Already, we're losing a bunch of time to the top 4 cars in front, and this is really scaring me. So I immediately pounce on a gap on number 5, and I pull alongside number 210. Here he bumps me a little bit, and I'm a little concerned, and then coming around this corner, I give him enough room, but he just slams into me, and I was really frustrated. You can see me put my hand up, so I immediately try and cut back. And coming in, I squeeze him on the inside of this next turn, open it up, and then he hits me again. And by now, I am livid. I get passed by number 5 again, and I'm sort of stuck as they go side by side through the final turn of the track. And right now, I'm just looking at the massive gap between us and the top 4 cars and thinking, the guy who came in 2nd last race is going to pull away and win the race. So I need to get through these. So I follow number 5 around 210, and now he's out of the way. Now I just got to put my head down and find a way by this guy so I can just get into some clean air and push as fast as I can so that I can catch the leaders. It's been a full lap and the leaders are still maintaining that big gap between us. So I get a nice run on number 5 coming out of this corner. I squeeze him. He has to stay tight on this corner. I miss my apex by a little bit, but I still carry the speed, and I make a big lunge into the final turn of the track, and I'm able to get the move done. So boom, in clean air. That was a really difficult move to pull off, and I'm very happy that he left me the space to do it. It was a very aggressive move, but it worked out. Now I have the clean air, and I know I have the pace, so I just got to put my head down and knock out some qualifying laps. Already I'm starting to catch the top 4 guys, and my pace has been incredible all weekend, so I'm really pleased with how this is going. I'm in the draft with number 41, who by the way has the best racing suit. I love the Ferrari Marlboro throwback. I make a lunge up into the S's, which was a really aggressive move as well. I was extremely mad, so I was just taking any gap that I could see. He was really safe, and he gave me a ton of room, which I completely respect, and up into 4th I go. Alright, I'm already on the back of 3rd place. Coming through turn 1, I miss my turning point, but this gap actually helps me because I can carry a lot more speed through the S's, and you'll see I'm just gaining, and I make a big lunge. Another really aggressive move, but he holds it around the outside, but now it's my turn to hold it around the outside. I maintain my line, and I'm able to stay a bit alongside approaching the hairpin, but now I have the inside line, and there is nothing he can do. It was a really good move, an aggressive move, but it only works if I have the overspeed. Alright, approaching 2nd place. I'm going to get him on the straightaway, but I slide a little bit through the middle of the final turn. But luckily, I'm still in the draft. I lift a bit going through turn 1 to maintain this small gap, but I approach really close. Going through the S's, I'm thinking I'm going to do the same move I did last lap. He starts to pull on me a bit here. I go for the lunge, and I locked up the rears. Unfortunately, the person who I just passed slammed into me, and their cart broke, and I went down to 5th place. Now, what exactly happened? Well, this move worked because I had a gap, and because of that gap, I was able to carry more speed through the S's and get alongside a little easier. But in this move, there isn't that gap, and I have to lift in the middle of the turn. Not only that, but he also doesn't open up the corner as much, so I just didn't have the room, and I went for a gap that was rapidly closing and really wasn't there. As a result, that cost me any chance of a win. So I fast forward a bit in the race. I'm catching back up to 3rd and 4th place. I try to go around the outside because 4th made a mistake, but he did not see me. That's not his fault. I shouldn't have gone for that move. I knew he didn't see me, and I was pushed onto the grass. So, but now I'm really frustrated. I'm feeling defeated, but I can't get out. 3rd place is still on the table, and I need to get as many points as I can get to minimize the damage. By now you can probably see my camera angle is pointed straight down because when I was hit, it was knocked all the way out of place, but you can still see some of it. So coming through the S's, number 5 has 2 big slides, and I'm able to go around the outside, and up ahead you can see number 41. So coming to the end of the 3rd to last lap, we're going through the final turn now. I tuck into the draft. The draft is actually pretty major for carts that only reach 55 miles an hour. I'm able to make a nice clean pass through turn 1. We're now on the 2nd to last lap, and up ahead I can see the 2nd place cart. It looks like a massive gap, but I know if I can put my head down and knock out some qualifying laps like I did earlier in the race, I might be able to catch him and have a shot at second place. So coming to the white flag, that gap is still pretty massive. I didn't know this at the time, but at the end of this lap, I can see on my Micron, I did a 49.08, which is one of the fastest laps I've ever done on this track. I hit the curbs going through the S's, but I do not care. I'm pushing like an absolute madman, grasping for every last tenth to try and catch the second place car. You can see the green dots on the Micron. That means I'm up on my previous lap time. I think I hit about 0.2 up on my delta. So I was on for a 48 here, and I'm right on the back of him now. Coming to the second to last turn on the track, I open up. I miss my apex by a little bit, the gap increases, but this is just what I need. If I get a clean run on the final turn, I might be able to cut him before the line, but I slide wide and he pulls ahead. At the end of this race, I felt like absolute garbage because I knew if I had just been more patient, it would have been an easy, comfortable win. But because of my impatience and my over-eagerness to try and get by everyone, I ended up just costing myself the win and destroying someone else's car in the process. I guess it's a good lesson to learn. I mean, it's only my second year in go-karts, but next race, I plan on winning both of them, so stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.